This is going to be basically a startup review, and I'm going to put a load on this generator. I just bought this Champion 1200 watt generator from Canadian Tire just last week after we had yet another power outage when it was below -30 here Celsius, which is not a temperature you want to lose power in. So I figured I'd go buy a generator. It was on sale for $289 or something like that, so under $300. Anyway, I just filled it with oil. Now in the manual here it says 0.4 liters, so 400 milliliters of oil. Don't try and put that exact amount in right off the hop, because I just did that and it spilled all over the place, and I put some more in a container as it was spilling out. I'm assuming that's because it hasn't cycled yet. It's not, distributed in the engine. I don't know. I'm assuming it'll take the rest of that 400 milliliters after maybe I start it up, and I'll check the oil. I definitely have some in there, but yeah, just be careful when you're filling it up there. It'll want to spill out on you. It does recommend to use 10W30 in here. It doesn't specify if it needs to be synthetic or not. However, when I was looking around in the manual, I did come across this chart here. And it says you can use full synthetic 5W30 if you need to do, yeah, it basically does all temperatures. So I'm not quite sure why they recommend 10W30 when the synthetic 5W30 seems to do a wider range of temperature. Maybe the 10W30 is just a better consistency. Anyway, I put the 5W30 in, synthetic in, because of where we live and the fact that it's winter right now and we get below -30 for sure. So hopefully that'll allow it to start up easier on a cold night if I need to. So I thought I'd mention that for anyone that's checking this out or just bought one. So anyway, I'm going to pull it outside, fill it up with gas, and I'm going to see how it starts up. I'm outside here. I just put some fuel in. I didn't fill it right up because this generator won't be used, super regularly. I don't want the gas to get old. I will note that there's only one plug-in or one receptacle on this generator, and that's because it's just a 1200 watt one. It's a small one, so it's really not going to handle more than one load at a time. We just bought it so that in a pinch we could fire up our generator to keep our house warm, and then maybe unplug it and plug in the freezer now and then or whatever. So it's fine for what we needed it for. Now on the side here is the fuel valve. So the manual says to turn that on, which is down. There's a sticker here that shows. Now the confusing thing is this, the choke here. If you look at that sticker, it says, to choke, and it gives this slanted kind of diagram and running is straight. But if you look at the choke lever, if you flip it, it's slanted either way. I don't really understand that. I think that this is choke on right now. Now I've flipped this a few times just fiddling with it before turning on the camera, so hopefully it didn't flood anything. I haven't tried starting it or anything yet. So I'm going to leave that on. Now the manual says to just pull once with the choke on, and then turn the choke back to run, which I'm hoping is over here, and then try another 3 times like that, and we'll see if it starts. Now it's been kept in my porch, so it's not cold. Now there's just the on switch here you gotta flip on, and we'll just give it a shot. Okay, so let's turn this off. Almost fired up there. Oh, I wonder if that was choke. Flipping that switch back and forth. I think that this must be on regular running now. So when I cut off the camera there, it was sitting around 120 volts on the gauge. Shut off the camera and I let it run for another few minutes, and I went inside and grabbed my oil and the funnel and stuff, and I came back out and I shut it off to check the oil, and it's actually showing that it's right at the full mark. So I had a fair bit of oil leak out, and then I still had this that I poured out, and that was of the recommended amount. So I don't know, it's kind of looking like this. That's a mistake in the manual, that it doesn't take that much oil maybe. Just go by the dipstick, you know. I'll check it, you know, as I use it and stuff to make sure it's not going to run low or something. Anyway, what we figured out then is that when the lever is in the far position, that's the running position, which I guess makes sense. It's just the arrow was obviously saying when you have it over there, it's running. Just wasn't using my head, I guess. And so when it's over here, it's on choke. So anyway, it's just been a couple minutes since it was running, so I'm gonna fire it up again, and I won't choke it. And then I'm gonna pull my vacuum cleaner out, which is a 1200 watt vacuum cleaner, and I'm gonna see if it can handle the vacuum cleaner running. Okay, so I should have filmed myself starting it, but it just started right away on the first pull. Fluctuated a little bit just to steady itself at 120 volts there, and then it's been running fine. So I just plugged in my vacuum cleaner. I have the power head on. I'm going to turn that on as well so it uses its full power, which is apparently a 1200 watt vacuum cleaner, or 12 amp vacuum cleaner. So I'm just going to pop it on here and see what happens. Well, it's powering it. Well, it seemed to power that up. The revs went a little bit higher on the generator, and it seems steady at 120 volts, and so I'm pretty sure it's going to be able to handle my furnace no problem if it can handle the vacuum cleaner maxed out. Generator seemed to perform under the stress test here, so to speak. So you saw that the vacuum was running on full blast with the power head going full out, and that vacuum cleaner is a 12 amp vacuum cleaner, so that's actually more than 1200 watts. So I mean, it probably wouldn't be a good idea to vacuum the house on the generator using the generator, but it seemed to handle it fine. So it'll definitely handle a furnace just fine. You could probably even plug in a freezer and the furnace at the same time if you use some kind of splitter or whatever. So overall, I'm really impressed with this so far. I mean, obviously it's brand new. It should definitely work. There'd be an issue if it didn't. But you know, for under 300 bucks, well, on sale is what I got it for. You know, I can't go wrong. I'm really happy I got this. It's a smaller physical size. If I compare it there to just a regular old lawnmower, it's you can see that it's really not a big generator at all. The camera seems to make it look bigger than it is. And that's why I wanted it. I have limited storage, and I just needed something, like I said, just big enough to power the furnace. And so it's gonna do that easily. And you know, I could even do, you know, some small tools or whatever if you needed it on a work site, but I wouldn't, you know, wouldn't be powering anything big on there. Yeah, so you know, if hopefully this video review helps anyone that was just checking it out, seeing if it's worth it purchase, especially if you catch it on sale like I did. I mean, 280 bucks plus tax or whatever. That's awesome, and yeah, I'm really impressed with it, and hopefully it'll stand the winters, and we'll see what the test of time brings to it up here in Saskatchewan. And yeah, good job, champion. Hopefully you'll last me a long time. Thanks for watching.